So I failed. If this is the first time that you're landing on my channel and my title of this video caught your interest, maybe you're someone who's looking to start their bookkeeping side business and you're wondering, can it work? You're questioning yourself. Maybe you're really excited, but then this caught your interest and caught you off guard of, wow, someone failed? Well, then this video is for you. My name is Rachel Brown. This is Realistic Bookkeeping. My channel is solely dedicated to the journey that I've had on starting my bookkeeping business. And I've been realistic all the way through. What I did on week 1, what I did on week 2, what I did on week 3, all the way through week 6. And I've made videos as I've gone and as I've learned things in what it feels like to start your bookkeeping business. I did this with no courses. I didn't do Bookkeeper Launch. I didn't do the bookkeeping YouTube ad that you see all the time with the guy who's a dad, who I'm sure is great. But I didn't pay for any of those courses, and thank God I didn't, because my bookkeeping business didn't do what I thought it was going to do. I am going to keep it real in this video like I always try to do, and I'm going to explain what happened with my bookkeeping business, why it failed, how long it took to fail, the day I looked up and thought, wow, I really didn't do what I thought I was going to do. And if you stick around until the end, I'm going to tell you how it has all come full circle and I'm bookkeeping again. Quick recap. I started my bookkeeping business in November of 2020. And I started my business while I was on maternity leave with my second little girl, Daisy. And I just felt really pulled to go into a different direction with my career. You can learn more about this in my week 1 video, which I will post above and link down below. But I had done the books for my husband's side business. He had a lawn care business. And so I was used to doing the books for him, and we had a great system set up. And then I had some friends and family members come to me with some of their bookkeeping needs, whether they had a small business or maybe they just needed some tax prep in the months of January to March. And I just really loved it. My full-time job is teaching, and so I really love to work with people and to solve problems and to give them the confidence that they can do whatever it is that they feel not so confident in. So while I was on maternity leave and I had all this time on my hands, I thought, what better avenue to kind of push myself in than myself having my own side business of being a bookkeeper. And I loved it. I loved learning new things. I loved learning accounting principles, and I just really enjoyed this process. But being a small business owner is very challenging. Number one, it's a huge time commitment. You're literally building something from the ground up, and marketing and talking to all your friends and family, that can be exhausting. You're just learning a lot as a small business owner that, if you've never done it before, is all brand new. So I think that, in the beginning, that was really exciting. And then it starts to weigh on you as a small business owner. And this really kind of transcends what career field you're in, whether that's bookkeeping or whether it's a photography business or maybe you're starting a jewelry line. All of those small business entrepreneurs have that feeling. There's a lot, and it quickly grows on you that you've made a huge commitment. So to put it into the lens of my bookkeeping business, I was getting clients. I had a great full-time client that I was learning QuickBooks through, and as I worked with his business, and we were working well together. And then I got a small restaurant and I did their bookkeeping, and then we're getting into tax time of 2021. And people are coming to me and asking for meetings, doing a lot of tax prep, some cleanup from the year before, helping some people file their taxes. I also have a video that I'll link up above on tax prep for bookkeepers. And then that very first client that I got a full-time job, and he decided not to do his small business anymore. So I lost a client. And then the restaurant that I had taken on decided that they couldn't pay me the monthly fee that I had set out to charge them that we had had a conversation about. And I understand why, and I talk about it in one of my videos. So that client went. And then the tax prep stopped because taxes were done. And I looked up about 2 months ago and realized I'm not bookkeeping anymore. I don't have anyone that I'm bookkeeping for. And I'm not putting in the energy required to find new clients. You'll hear a lot of people talk about bookkeeping in that all those marketing pressures that I was talking about a couple of minutes ago, they only last for so long because you're only going to take on so many bookkeeping clients. Now, you want to keep your name out there regardless of whether your client list is full or not, because a client could get a full-time job or drop off and you would want to pull somebody back in, but your name is going to kind of carry on the more clients that you have and the less marketing that you'll really have to actively do. So I get to this point and I think, what do I want? And that's such a hard question to have to ask yourself, because if you've started a small business, you've already asked yourself that question, what do I want? And you've clearly defined your why, and you've thought about, why am I committed to this idea? What do I want from this? What are my goals and objectives for myself, for my family? Why am I pouring all of my time into this idea? Whatever that is, doesn't even have to be business related. And so you've asked yourself, what am I doing? Why am I doing it? And then to come back to that question, after having already asked yourself that, having created such a strong definition of your why, then questioning yourself again from, wow, that didn't hold true, or that didn't last as long as I thought it was going to. So I quote unquote failed. I failed at bookkeeping, but I didn't, right? So we have to be really careful with ourselves that I'm very type A. I am so super organized. I have goals for my life. I have goals financially. My husband and I are a team. We work together. We accomplish our goals. It's part of just who we are. And so for me to look up and think I failed, I kind of have to remind myself that this is a chapter in my life that isn't over. It just turned a page. And on that page, there was a little bit of a transition. And I've had to kind of take some time to remind myself that it's okay to have a break or a pause or a natural decline in some of the productivity and revisit the why. It's an okay process to have. So I've come back and I thought, all right, what do you want out of your career in general? I've always thought that I wanted to be a teacher my entire life. Then I added on the side business and I was like, well, no, I still think I do want to do teaching for my entire life. And maybe I do, right? But this is an important part of my life to me. Bookkeeping and having that independence and creating something out of nothing, that is so huge to me and such a big accomplishment. And I don't want to just mark it or mark it with failed, right? I want to learn and grow from it and continue on. I will say though, I probably wouldn't have had this second wind of optimistic attitude if it hadn't been for two huge people reaching out for a bookkeeping opportunity. I think that this second wind from those clients that I'll talk about more here in a minute, really brought back the life, because I was starting to feel, as I was trying to define that why, I was starting to feel like I don't have it in me to market anymore. I don't have it in me to do Facebook posts. I don't have it in me to make YouTube videos. I don't have it in me to put myself out there as a failure. Now, just a quick insight for you that you're watching on my YouTube channel, I have gone almost 3 months without making a video. And I think that there was a part of that was just that I was tired, just emotionally drained from all of the bookkeeping and the social media work that I'd put in before. But I was a little embarrassed to come on and make a YouTube video saying it didn't all work out. Now, the thing that I hope that you love about me is that I am never going to sell you something. I am not going to sell this great idea with a rosy lens or, unicorns that I'm going to make $100,000 a year. Now, there are bookkeepers that I respect that make videos about how much money that you can make. And I don't want to call them a liar. I just want to give you a different lens of my reality that I'm living with my bookkeeping business. And it would have been wrong for me to just leave this YouTube channel without making this video and continuing on my journey and not just marketing or marking, again, this as a failure. I also don't want you to think that you're a failure if the same thing happened to you or a similar situation happens to you. So I just, that marketing was really getting to me. And the other thing that was starting to get to me was the imposter syndrome. And there are some really great videos on this by other YouTubers. And this is outside of bookkeeping, but just feeling like, what am I getting myself into? Why would someone pay me for this service? You know, I need more experience. I don't know, like literally, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm an imposter. And I'm trying to sell myself as a bookkeeper when am I? And that's really that area that I was in after having bookkeeping clients and getting some experience and then not having that anymore. It was like, wow, maybe I shouldn't put my name out there as a bookkeeper because I'm obviously not. I'm not bookkeeping. So this second wind, it's weird the way that things work out, right? Like we have our plan of what's going to happen in our life and we have goals and visions of what our future is. And do we ever really know? You know what I mean? Like the answer is no, of course we don't. We plan the best that we can. We have drive and determination and motivation and we do the things that we think we need to do and we check the boxes. But we, and me, I'm talking to myself here too, have to understand that that's not always the way that things are going to go. Just because I put a Facebook post out today doesn't mean I'm going to get a new client today or next week. And that's the way that it worked with these two new opportunities, which I'm really excited to talk to you about. So in the beginning, I did Facebook posts and I didn't do anything on Instagram or like, I guess Twitter really wouldn't be a thing, but Snapchat, TikTok. I thought about TikToks, but I don't know what. I don't know. I'm sure there's a market out there for bookkeepers for TikTok influencers, but I didn't do any of that. I basically did Facebook and word of mouth. And word of mouth, especially in the community that I'm in, is probably better than anything. You just kind of want to get your name out there and say, hey, this is what I'm doing. Hey, this is what I'm doing. Oh, look, this is a new adventure I'm going on. And I do think that it's really important to have like a humble attitude when you talk about it to people. You want it to come off as authentic and that you're not, again, trying to sell yourself. It's more of just like throwing it out and seeing what comes back to you. And when I started to kind of throw this out there to people, I threw it out to people in my church, people that I worked with, if I saw somebody in the grocery store and hadn't caught up with them for a while. And I did that back in November. Well, it is now July of 2021. And two of those people from the very, very beginning who didn't need me then, need me now. And these are two big opportunities, one for a huge farm operation that's here in the county and another for a property management company. And that property management company is a big one because they want me to take on one section of their property management now because they know their bookkeeper is getting close to retirement. She's about 2 years out from retirement and she wants to train someone in their property management. And that means that this opportunity that I'm about to get is going to be a lasting opportunity. So that's something that I think is really important, that is hard to feel out when you're in the very beginning of, I need these opportunities. I need these new experiences so I can really learn to be a bookkeeper so I don't feel that imposter syndrome as much. But you need to like have a good guard about who's going to be a lasting client for you. And maybe not set your sights too much on just anyone that walks through the front door. So Fine Points, who's a great YouTuber on bookkeeping, has talked about this a lot, that you really need to analyze your client and it's okay to say no. I do think that in the beginning, saying yes is okay, but really more thinking through that lens that she talks about of, is this going to be someone that, okay, my sights are set on this person and I'll stop looking for others? You know, you always want to be feeling out other opportunities and understand that just because someone that you take on a client doesn't mean they're going to be a lasting client, and really working towards those lasting clients, which is why a lot of bookkeepers talk about niching and getting into a lasting kind of genre of clients. So, the other client opportunity that I have with this farm in the county, this bookkeeper has worked for the company owner, the farm operator, for probably 5 to 7 years, and she's done. She's ready to move on career-wise. She doesn't want to do this anymore. She has other aspirations, and she's known me since I was young. So she knew about my bookkeeping business from the very beginning and thought, what better person to train to fill her shoes so that I could take over. Again, a lasting opportunity. So my advice to you on that front is that patience is a virtue that I often do not have. And understanding that, especially in this world, we feel like marketing is a fast process. It takes 10 minutes to throw up a Facebook post. It takes even less to make a Snapchat or a TikTok video. And that makes us feel like it's going to be instant reward afterwards, or an instant, maybe not reward, but instant like interaction and connection and possibilities. And you have to remember that life is long. Life is long and beautiful, and there are many chapters, and there are going to be seasons and ups and downs to your bookkeeping business. It's just the way the cookie crumbles. So don't try to make deadline goals for yourself without really giving yourself some grace. It's so important to give yourself grace. And I think that part of me making this video is therapeutic to myself. I'm trying to give myself grace because I have come so far and gained so much experience, and I'm just about to gain more. So I am so excited to come back to this YouTube channel, like invigorated, yeah, that's the word, invigorated, with energy towards learning more legitimate, long-lasting bookkeeping, skills. And I am back and here to share every single skill that I gain with you. I'm going to take you on the journey of what does it look like to jump into a legitimate bookkeeping role for a company, for two very different types of companies, one for property management and one for a farm. And I'm going to show you what I learned. And I hope that you'll join me on that journey. If you are not one of my wonderful, beautiful, loving subscribers, if you hit subscribe, I promise every week I will deliver a video to you worthwhile for your experiences starting your bookkeeping journey. I'm Rachel Brown, and this is Realistic Bookkeeping.